month, there have been 4 shootings in the north side of Champaign.
How do you defend yourself?
Local gun violence concerns the Champaign area. The community hopes to find solutions soon.
Safety is always a priority, and a self-defense class could be just the way to ensure one's own protection.
One woman running the half marathon this past weekend celebrated more than crossing the finish line.
And drivers will no longer need to travel to Rantoul for a new ID. A new license center is making its way back to Champaign.
Your UI7 Newsbreak starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, This is your UI7 Newsbreak, your U of I news source.
Hello, welcome to UI7 Newsbreak. I'm Elizabeth Amania.
And I'm Amira Zaveri.
The north side of Champaign is facing a shooting epidemic. Residents are all too used to hearing the sound of gunshots.
Police and the public are looking for ways to combat the violence. In only the past month, there have been 4 shootings in the north side of Champaign. New Generation Christian Fellowship pastor Larry Simmons has lived in Champaign since 1965. He's seen the community drastically change and says that violence is at an all-time high.
Back in the 60s, late 60s, there was a little gang activity and all of that. They had a little gang activity, but it wasn't nothing compared to today.
This month, both Booker T. Washington Elementary and Franklin Middle School have gone into lockdowns due to nearby shootings. 2 of these shootings have occurred in broad daylight. I'm here at the corner of Beardsley and Elm Street, where on April 15th, a 16-year-old boy reported getting shot at by a man in all black after he stepped off an MTD bus. The Champaign Police Department hosted the second of 5 community meetings on Monday at Centennial High School. During the last hour of the meeting, the floor was open to questions. Some residents believe that gun violence is linked to deep mistrust of the police among the younger generation. Another suggestion is called for surveillance cameras in the areas hit hardest by the violence. Police Chief Anthony Cobb says that in his 23 years on the force, gun violence has slowly escalated. A major hurdle the force faces in solving these crimes is that witnesses don't want to come forward.
The vast majority of these homicide cases, there were witnesses, people who were there who had first-hand account, who have not come forward, or those who chose to come forward haven't come completely forward and given all the information they know.
A local resident agrees that public cooperation with the police is key to change.
They can't do nothing without the public's help.
Unfortunately, most people in the community are still too scared to speak up. Without these voices, Simmons and other residents worry that there may be no end in sight.
No one has any answers, but we're all trying to come up with some type of solution.
In Champaign, Amira Zaveri, UI7 Newsbreak.
U of I students have been taking a stand all month long to prevent sexual assault. It's part of a larger campaign called It's On Us, which asks students to step in and help if they see something. But what if there aren't any students around? How do you defend yourself when you're alone? Andrea Hutman is learning the tools to help her fight off an attacker, which could ultimately save her life.
Because you can think you know a move, you can see it a few times, you can practice it a few times, but when you're startled and you don't know what's coming, that's the only way to really practice and make it muscle memory.
She's part of a self-defense class at the Gracie Barra Martial Arts School in Urbana. This Commando Krav Maga class is created for everybody.
Male, female, how strong you are, how not so strong you are, all the moves work exactly the same for everybody.
And I decided to put this to the test. If someone comes up behind you trying to choke you, you step out, put your hands up, turn around, and gouge the eyes. In addition to basic choking moves, students get to stimulate being attacked by knives and guns. These weapons only add to the unpredictability when being attacked.
Knife defense, just because it's so hard. Like a gun, you can move out of the way and you're fine, but a knife can go any direction.
Self-defense can come into play at any moment.
I was a student at U of I, and I would always be getting the text messages about the alerts and stuff like that. Oh, sexual assault over here, or someone's gotten robbed over there. Walking out of the libraries on campus, you know, doing nothing different.
According to the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men are sexually assaulted while in college. The lesson here is prevention.
It's kind of scary, but that's also what makes it so rewarding, is that at the end of the class, you think, hey, I did something I didn't know I could do, and I've done it well, and you know, it just makes you feel empowered.
And with this comes a level of confidence strong enough to fight for your own life. In Urbana, I'm Elizabeth Amania, UI7 Newsbreak.
Runners often say they're only half crazy for running 13.1 miles, but there's nothing crazy about pursuing your goals. This year's Illinois Marathon rewarded one woman with more than just a medal. Frida Gomez has the story.
For first-time half-marathon runner Hannah Reed, 13.1 miles is more than half a race. This year, it's about achieving something of the past.
Well, it was always my goal to do one before I graduated high school, but I never did. And it just kind of like bothered me that I never got around to it. And so when somebody told me that there's a huge one in Champaign in the spring, I was like, okay, like this is it. This is the one I'm going to do.
Reed also shares her long-term goal with someone special to her.
Kind of running for my dad, I'd say, because he's a huge runner, and like, I don't know, just to prove to him too that I can do stuff like this too, I guess.
Despite the cold and rain, almost 20,000 people turned out for the race this year.
Whether it's running the course or cheering on the sidelines, everyone has something they're motivated by.
So I'm doing it for the first time, and I think my favorite part is that to be able to see the elite runners coming, like the first few runners who would be leading the way, and that I've never seen before, so that's what I'm really excited for.
For Reed, motivation was found on the sidelines.
And half the people have signs that just say like, "Oh, random stranger," and it's like, yes, I am that random stranger. You're cheering for me. It's great.
After 12 weeks of intense training, Reed's hard work paid off. She surpassed her goal time by finishing in 1 hour and 58 minutes.
Just believe in your training, because it's actually, like, you can do it if you trained well, so just keep on going. You'll be fine.
In Champaign, I'm Frida Gomez, UI7 Newsbreak.
The wait is almost over. Champaign drivers will no longer have to travel far to get all of their license needs. A new driver's license facility is set to open in Champaign. Secretary of State Jesse White plans to open the location in June. The new center will be located in a former True Value hardware store on Round Barn Road. The former center was located near Parkland College. The center provides up to 45% more space than the previous facility. Space was the main reason for change in centers, but speculation around the air quality has also been put into question. Until June, drivers will need to travel to either Rantoul, Monticello, Tuscola, or Tilton to get their license services.
Coming up after the break, we have the story on how campus lends a hand to Nepal.
Also, we'll hear about how the first Spring Jam concert brought some famous names to campus.
We at Illinois strive to help our students make safe and responsible choices, particularly with regard to alcohol use. If you or a friend are in trouble and need medical assistance, calling 911 will not result in disciplinary action, so long as you stay on the scene and cooperate with authorities. If you feel you or a friend are having problems with substance use, we have many resources at Illinois to provide confidential help. Students are accountable to the student code, whether or not they're on campus property. Drinking underage, providing alcohol to minors, using false IDs, or driving under the influence will result in disciplinary action. Our goal in student discipline is to help you. Code violations can lead to notations on your academic transcript and dismissal from school. Disciplinary records are subject to release in background checks for jobs and graduate schools. Don't let a momentary lapse in judgment ruin your future. We thank our students for making safe and responsible choices. Go Illini.
Earthquake experts at the U of I monitor earthquakes and aftershocks like the one in Nepal on Saturday. The earthquake in Nepal occurred at 6:11 a.m. You may not have felt it, but the earthquake did pass through Champaign-Urbana between 1 and 3 a.m. on Saturday morning. Senior geophysicist Tim Larson explains how and why these types of earthquakes happen.
because you have India like this, and it's split away from Africa, and it's riding up through the Indian Ocean running into Asia. And that collision, it runs in and comes underneath, and that collision causes Mount Everest, and it causes all the earthquakes.
The death toll is expected to rise as recovery efforts continue.
Some students on campus are hosting a fundraiser today on the quad to help victims of Saturday's earthquake. UI7 Newsbreak's Alyssa Rege has the story.
In an effort to help those affected by the recent earthquake in Nepal, the Nepalese Student Association is planning a fundraising campaign. The group will place collection boxes across the main quad today and Thursday. They also plan on collecting donations at a free concert planned for Sunday. The goal is to raise at least $15,000 in the next couple of days. A devastating magnitude 7.8 earthquake hit 50 miles northwest of Kathmandu, Nepal, just before noon local time last Saturday. Reports indicate that the death toll has risen above 5,000 people. The toll is sure to rise as rescue teams move away from Kathmandu towards villages near the earthquake's epicenter. In Urbana, I'm Alyssa Rege. Back to you in the studio.
Even with the school year winding down, there has been no shortage of entertainment on campus. Music was in the air on the University of Illinois quad this past weekend. The usually open grassy area on the quad played host to the first annual Spring Jam concert on Sunday afternoon. The electronic music duo Time Flies opened the show with a high-energy performance. They were followed by rapper B.O.B., who was a fan favorite. The Illini Union Board was able to organize the event with support from the State Farm Center and Star Course. Admission was free for all students as long as they presented a valid I-card at the entrance. The Illini Union Board hopes to bring Spring Jam back to campus next year.
The cultural norms surrounding science, technology, engineering, and math still stop many young women from pursuing a career in STEM fields. But the co-founders of Maker Girl hope to alter those stereotypes and to show young girls just how much fun science can be. Alyssa Rege has the story.
Ellie Allison says she wants to be an engineer. She says the design process used to create objects in 3D is cool because all it takes is one click of the mouse.
If you made something on a very large scale, like a windmill or something, then if you jerked one thing, then the whole thing would be not sized right. Yeah. I like that part of it.
That same level of passion is what Maker Girl co-founders Julia Harriet, Elizabeth Angley, and Sophie Lee hope to inspire in other young girls. The premise behind Maker Girl is to encourage young girls to embrace their femininity while simultaneously showing them how much fun STEM can be.
Women and girliness is not an issue. They should embrace it and have fun with it, and it can redefine power.
During each session, the girls are given a specific project to create using the 3D printers located in the business instructional facility on campus. The projects range from barrettes to magnets to bracelets and to keychains and are meant to appeal to girls of all ages.
3D printing itself is incredibly easy to use. All you do is take the SD card, slide it in the slot, hit the button, and wait about 5 to 10 minutes until your project pops out of the side.
Freshman Caitlin Deegan says she got involved with Maker Girl to connect with aspiring female engineers in the community. As an engineering student, she says she is constantly encouraged to highlight her femininity as well.
You could definitely be super girly, like with what you wear. They actually teach us that as engineers. They're like, if you're a woman in engineering, you should play up that you're a woman.
While learning about different women in STEM is exciting, Ellie says that the 3D printing is what keeps her coming back to the Maker Girl sessions.
I think it's really cool how it, the computer knows how to move it and layer it in just the right way.
In Urbana, I'm Alyssa Rege, UI7 Newsbreak.
Minority women at the university start a new annual tradition that they hope will create a dialogue and build campus relationships. La Casa Cultural Latina hosted the very first annual Black and Latina Women's Summit on Sunday at the Eikenberry Commons. The summit was an all-day event filled with workshops, dialogue, and performances. Dr. Cecilia Suarez, an agricultural professor at the university, led the main workshop entitled Women Are Kings. She discussed a variety of topics such as sexuality, gender, and media portrayal of Black and Latina women. The workshops are meant to be interactive and give students an opportunity to talk about their views on feeling welcome at the university. The event ended with a spoken word piece from Sister Outsider, a World Poetry Slam champion group that spoke on police brutality and immigration.
Coming up after the break, we have Frida Gomez with the weather.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Let's take a look at our local forecast. Frida, what's the weather going to be like?
The big sun out there, a little chilly this morning, but not too bad. So let's go ahead and look at our local temperatures. So Champaign-Urbana with 50 degrees today, Pontiac with 48 degrees, Kankakee also hitting 48 degrees today. Over here we have Springfield with 50, Taylorville 48, Jacksonville 53, and Peoria with 52. So we're looking at about 50s, a couple of high 40s, shouldn't be too bad. And again, in the Champaign-Urbana area, we have 50 degrees, Chicago with 48, 2 degrees cooler than us, Madison, Wisconsin with 47, Springfield with 52, Columbia with 53, Kirksville 55, Omaha, Nebraska with 48 degrees as usual, a little chillier than us, but not too bad either, and Louisville, Kentucky with 54 degrees and Paducah with 53 as well. So now let's take a look at our national temperatures. We have 60 degrees over here in San Francisco, California, 55 in the Houston-Galveston area, 50 for Chicago, 38 now getting a little chillier in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Boise, Idaho with 51 degrees. Again, about same as the Midwest, and Miami, Florida with 72 degrees. Who wouldn't want to be there right now? So it's looking great for us. A variety of temperatures here across the nation. And looking at our radar here, we have a little bit of precipitation here in the state of Florida. Shouldn't be anything too bad, but great news. The rest of the nation looks with clear skies, so should be good. Now tonight's low, we're looking at about 44 degrees. Couple of rain, so nothing too bad either. Northeast winds at 9 miles per hour, so make sure to stay dry this evening. Tomorrow's high is 60 degrees. Big sun out there. Get out there and enjoy your day. Again, northeast winds with 13 miles per hour. And let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. So we're looking at a variety of temperatures. Friday, 69 degrees, huge sun. Saturday, partly cloudy, 73 degrees. Sunday, a couple of thunderstorms with 76 as the high. Monday, again, scattered T-storms with 81 degrees as the high. And Tuesday, finishing off strong again with 70 degrees, although it's a little partly cloudy. That's it for weather. It's looking great for us.
Thank you, Frida. Joining us now is Jonathan Nani here with UI7 Sports.
Coming up, we'll tell you about a Major League Baseball game that is guaranteed to set a new low attendance record. There's also a pair of Big Ten championships coming back to Champaign. Stick around to hear about these stories and more after the break.
A good education is a lot like a good life. It's well-rounded, it's full, it's diverse. And like life, we gauge education in Champaign County by more than any one moment, any grade on a particular test, or any single distinction, ranking, or honor. We believe success comes only when a child's achievements are matched by the variety of ideas to which they've been exposed, and when their test scores are paired with a high expectation for creative thought. Yes, true learning requires great schools. We've certainly got those, and we're proud of them. Public and private in bedroom communities or larger cities, and from preschool to elementary to secondary schools, Champaign County offers every sort of educational option. In fact, as home to the world-renowned University of Illinois and nationally recognized Parkland College, you could say education is literally the bedrock of our community. And in return, Champaign County's youth are involved, they're active, they're committed. After all, we like to think that's what a well-rounded education is all about. Getting kids ready for a well-rounded life. Champaign County, Midwestern roots, world-class expectations. Find out more about Champaign County schools at greatschoolsgreatlife.com.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Chicago White Sox have been in Baltimore since Monday, but have yet to play a game against the Orioles because of the unrest in the city. That will change today, but in an extremely odd fashion. Camden Yards will remain empty yet again today, but a baseball game will still be played. Major League Baseball announced yesterday that today's game between the White Sox and Orioles will be closed to the public due to the ongoing circumstances in Baltimore. This is the first time in MLB history that a game will be played in front of no fans. The previous low attendance record was 6 fans, but that was way back in 1882. In addition to today's empty stadium game, the Orioles will play their originally scheduled home series in Tampa Bay this weekend. The Illinois men's tennis team is on fire. With a Big Ten championship under their belts, the team is ready for postseason play. Lauren Jonan has the story.
The Fighting Illini men's tennis team wrapped up their conference season with a Big Ten tournament title over Ohio State. The 4th-ranked Illini breezed by the 12th-ranked Buckeyes with a 4-0 victory. This is the second conference title won under Illini's head coach, Brett Dancer. Dancer said that he's extremely happy for his athletes and their win in front of a home crowd.
For us to be here at home with our net nuts, with our fans, have a packed house, and having them being rabid and exciting and firing our guys up, I mean, to me, that was really the special part of the weekend, is having that on our home courts.
Illinois scored their doubles point with wins from both court 1 and 2. The Garcia-Buick duo took an easy 8-2 victory, while the pair of Tim Kopinski and Jared Hiltzik upset Ohio State's number 4 ranked doubles team 8-5. Kopinski and Hiltzik are ranked 68 in the nation. The Illini duo gathered the opening point in 10 of their last 11 matches after taking the 1-0 advantage in the tournament. Illinois took an early lead and ran with it in singles play. Alex Buick and Ferris Garcia won in straight sets on courts 5 and 2. The Illini then clinched the victory with Aaron Hiltzik's straight set 6-4 win. The freshman said that he tried to keep himself in the moment and just play.
It's really hard to explain. There's so much emotion that it's kind of hard to explain what I was feeling, but there's a lot of pressure, a lot of cameras around, and I'm just so happy to celebrate after the match. Yeah.
The Illini are set to start the NCAA championship phase of their season on May 8th. Illinois will host the opening round matchup against Green Bay Phoenix. In Champaign, I'm Lauren Jonan, UI7 Newsbreak.
The Fighting Illini men's golf team enjoyed a dominant past weekend in Newburgh, Indiana. The team finished 14 under par and 32 strokes ahead of Iowa's second-place effort to help bring home a Big Ten championship title. This marks the 13th Big Ten title in school history, 6 of which have come under head coach Mike Small. The Illini's recent success on the links also earned them the #1 ranking in the country, according to Golf Week. The Illini now look forward to the NCAA regionals in mid-May. Every season comes to an end, but for some it will be the last. The Illini women's softball team celebrated Senior Day on Sunday during their doubleheader against Purdue. A day dedicated to softball and the senior players on the Illini women's softball team. This Sunday, the team celebrated the winning of their series against Purdue, as well as their farewell celebration for their graduating athletes. Jess Perkins, Brittany Sanchez, Shalise Arnold, and Paige Roytek are the seniors not returning to the field next year. Both of the games on Sunday went into the 8th inning, making it the first time extra innings were played all season. The games ended with the score of 8-7, and Illinois taking the win in the second game. Some call it luck, and some say luck has nothing to do with it. It's purely talent. Pressure is on to keep the streak high for the Illini men's baseball team. The 6th-ranked Illini team won their 18th game in a row, holding the nation's longest winning streak and breaking the school record of 17. Kelly Norris-Jones says the team's goal is to be #1 when it's all said and done.
I mean, we want to do better than that, and we want to keep rolling, and we want the #1 seed in the country. That's what we're really going for, and to host a regional here and so on.
Sunday's game against Penn State set the record for its 37th win. Yesterday, Illinois played against Southern Illinois, winning 7-5 and setting the 18th win in a row. The longest active streak in the NCAA is 34, which is held by Texas A&M and Florida Atlantic. This makes Illinois halfway closer to breaking the record. The Illini are in first place in the Big Ten at 13-1. May 1st through the 3rd, the team will be playing at Ohio State in Columbus. That's it for sports.
If you ever wanted to date a celebrity, the dating app Tinder is giving you the chance. That and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
With Hillary Duff, it could be as simple as swiping right. The actress admitted to an LA radio station that she is now using Tinder. So far, the smartphone dating app has worked. Duff says she's already lined up 2 dates. Theater lovers have plenty of reasons to be happy. On the same day the Tony nominees were announced, Kristen Chenoweth and Alan Cumming were named co-hosts for this year's award show. The 2 Broadway vets will take the stage on June 7th. 2-time Oscar nominee Viola Davis is going from cutthroat attorney to courageous abolitionist. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the How to Get Away with Murder star will play Harriet Tubman in an upcoming film for HBO. No word yet on an air date. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Melissa Rainey.
Baseball game, just go with it. Let's roll. I can go second.
Well, yeah, I can't believe no one's going to show up to that game this weekend. Such a sad turnout.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of has to be with the circumstances in Baltimore, but it's just kind of crazy that the first time in MLB history there will be no fans.
Yeah, they definitely want to keep safety in mind and keep
Yeah, the last 2
fans
games were
safe.
canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the series has to be moved this weekend. They're supposed to play at home in Baltimore, but that has to be in Tampa Bay now. But they'll be the home team. Not much of a home, though.
Right. Well, that's all for this UI7 Newsbreak.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.